Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to chapel on this very rainy Friday morning. In the spirit of beloved community, we welcome everyone. We work for justice, and we walk with this community in its journey of faith and life. Know that you are welcome in this place today and every day. For those who are worshiping here in this space, what you need to participate fully in chapel today is a bulletin and a red hymnal, both available from the racks on the way into the space. Feel free to grab those if you need to. This is your reminder that through the end of classes, we continue to gather at chapel break every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10:30, and there's still lots of great things planned in these last weeks. Special event speaker Richard Rasmussen joins us this Monday. We have a variety of other great speakers, ensemble features, musical offerings, so please do continue to join us, invite others. I know it's a busy season, so feel free to take these 20 minutes to give your brain and your heart some space, even in this stressful time. Today in chapel, I've said to a few people, today there is literally something for everyone in chapel today. We are welcoming as our speaker today, Dave Mitchell, professor and wrestling coach, who's brought some friends with him. Some things are gonna happen, so we're grateful for your words and excited. We are also grateful today for our collaborative pianists, Nicholas Schoenefeld and Corey Silberstein, for Nordic Choir, all who are sharing their musical gifts today. It is also Earth Day, which will be reflected in our litany and prayers. So as I said, there really is something for everybody today, and maybe there is everything for everybody today. We are thrilled that you are here. As we begin our time of worship together, I invite you to stand. O God, you have claimed us in baptism through the waters of creation. We join the Atlantic and Pacific, the Great Lakes and the Caribbean, the upper Iowa and Mississippi rivers, in giving you thanks and praise. O God, you have called us to live in unity and love with our neighbors. We join in worship with all creatures that walk, crawl, slither, fly, or swim. O God, you nourish the earth with water and snow and till the soil with frost and thaw. We come before you to be cultivated by your word. O God, the planets and solar systems and galaxies belong to you. We come before you with great humility, amazed that you are mindful of all you have made, even of us. With all your creatures, great and small, with the stars and the seas, and with all the hosts of heaven, we raise our songs of thanks and praise.
A reading from the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 24 and 25. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house. But it did not fall, because it had been built on the rock. The word of the Lord. Good morning. On Friday, March 11th, Donovan Korn competed at the NCAA Division III Wrestling Championships, proudly wearing his Royal Luther blue singlet. He had 30-plus teammates and a number of additional friends and family in attendance cheering him on. Donovan was seated 5th at the NCAA tournament and pinned his first opponent easily to advance to the quarters. In a hard-fought match in the quarters, Donovan lost to the number 4 seed at the NCAAs 3-1, setting up one more match about 60 minutes later that he needed to win to earn All-American honors. Donovan took the mat with confidence, and his coaches were confident in him. He took control of the match early and was controlling his opponent, winning 2-1. But in an unexpected turn of events, Donovan's opponent executed a move that put Donovan onto his back and secured a victory by fall, eliminating Donovan from the tournament and denying him All-American honors. It was devastating for Donovan and for all of us there supporting him. A famous 1970s ABC sports announcer, Howard Cosell, had a famous tagline, "The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat." And Donovan and his team certainly felt that day. After an hour or so, after Donovan was eliminated from the tournament, we went to get food at a local restaurant in Cedar Rapids. I pulled into a parking lot behind a car, and this car had a window sticker in the back window that said, "Greatness is a process." You see, I believe God puts things and people in our lives to help us at the times we need them, but it is up to us to recognize them. I believe it was more than just coincidence that within minutes after Donovan's tough loss, God was reminding me that greatness is a process. Greatness isn't achieved overnight, and we oftentimes face major setbacks before achieving it. It is a journey, and we can get sidetracked and discouraged when adversity sets in, or we can use that adversity to instill new vigor in pursuit of that greatness. That bumper sticker helped me quickly refocus my attention on what needed to be done to help Donovan and the rest of our Luther College wrestling program continue to grow. The mantra, "Greatness is a process," has been a driving force behind our work as coaches and as wrestlers the past few weeks, and it will continue to drive our work throughout the summer and fall. Greatness isn't achieved because we want it to be achieved. Greatness is the result of doing the things that need to be done at the times they need to be done to achieve it. But what does a bumper sticker on a car in Cedar Rapids, Iowa have to do with our faith journey here at Luther College? And what might greatness as a process mean in terms of our relationship with God? Furthermore, what might that process look like? Well, I'll be honest, I know a lot more about wrestling than I do about God and religion, so I'm not sure I'm the guy that can give you satisfactory answers to these questions. But over the next few minutes, through some examples, life experiences, and stories, I hope I can share an idea or two for you to consider in your personal faith journey. And whatever we're trying to achieve greatness in, where do we start? Probably with a vision, a goal. What is it we want to accomplish? We have to first decide we want to be great in some area. Have you decided you want to pursue greatness in something? I'll bet you have. And if not yet, I hope you leave chapel this morning giving serious consideration to pursuing greatness in some or all areas of your life. What I also hope you give serious consideration to today is pursuing greatness in your relationship with God. More on that in a bit. Once we have a vision, that goal, that area we want to be great, then I think the next step is to establish a plan to achieve it. How can we go about achieving that greatness? What things need to be done? And when do they need to be done to make it happen? What sacrifices will need to be made? What resources do we have available to help us achieve that greatness? All of these are questions we need to consider and plans we need to make. Recall, greatness doesn't just happen. It is a process to achieve it. As an example, Donovan Korn has decided he wants to be an NCAA Division III National Wrestling Champion. He's made that decision that he wants to be great, and he's willing to make sacrifices to achieve it, as a number of other guys on our team have also decided. Donovan, unfortunately, isn't here today. He's on the choir trip that's on tour today, so he's not here. So I'm going to use Tyler DiFiore as an example here in just a second. I'm going to invite Tyler to come onto the stage now. Tyler is an All-American wrestler and Scholar All-American for us, and Tyler also has a vision of winning a national title. He wants to achieve greatness. I believe Tyler's pursuit of a national title is similar to our faith journey. which we hope ends with us in heaven. Now, I know that analogy might sound a little crazy and might be a stretch for you right now, but hang with me here. Can Tyler win a national title and achieve greatness as a wrestler by himself? Yeah, he probably could. He can watch videos, work very hard, read books, shadow wrestle as he's doing right now, reach out to others for help from time to time, but it will be very, very, very hard for him to reach his goal on his own. He has a better chance of achieving his goal if he has a good wrestling partner to train with, as he does here in Ryan Kripe. And if he's surrounded by teammates who are focused at the same goal he has and are supporting Tyler in pursuit of his greatness, his chances of reaching his goal increases again. And his chances are greatly increased by having a coach that can lead Tyler's training, help set up a plan for him, and guide him in his journey. I wish he could find a good coach to help him do that. I've used Tyler in wrestling as the example here, but you could think about this in terms of a tough course content that you're trying to master. Could you master it on your own? Yeah, probably. But it's going to be a lot easier if you have a great professor, a great text, a great set of classmates working alongside you to help you master the material. Keep working, fellas. Get that training in. Keep going. I think our faith journey, our pursuit of greatness in our relationship with God, and being part of a faith community is very similar. Can we make it to heaven on our own with no other outside human support? Sure, we probably can. But that journey is going to be very, very hard. We have a better chance, don't you think, of staying the course and achieving greatness in our relationship with God if we have a pastor leading us, like a coach or a professor. And if we are surrounded by others, fellow parishioners, who also have the same goal as us, supporting us like teammates, I think our chances of achieving our goal increase again, don't you? Tyler is a part of a team with teammates supporting him and coaches leading him. But it doesn't do any good if he doesn't come to practice each day and work towards his goal. He will certainly fall short of his potential and may not reach his goal. Being a member of a faith community with a pastor leading us and fellow parishioners supporting us is great. But just like Tyler needs to go to practice every day to take advantage of those resources, don't we have a better chance of growing in our relationship with God and increasing our chances of staying the course in our faith journey if we too attend regular services? So Tyler's process of achieving greatness in wrestling is somewhat similar to our process of achieving greatness in our relationship with God. We have to do what needs to be done at the time it needs to be done to keep getting closer to our goal. Thanks, Tyler, and thanks, fellas. Let's give these guys a round of applause, shall we? Thanks for that. A Gallup poll from 2020 found that only 47% of U.S. adults are members of a church, marking the first time in over 80 years of Gallup conducting the poll that the number has fallen below 50%. I think church membership is a little higher in the Midwest, but even locally, I've heard lots of reasons from friends and colleagues of why they no longer attend regular church services. A couple of common ones are, well, sometimes when I go to church, I just don't get anything out of it. Or, I'm just so busy, I just don't want to go. Believe me, there are many days Tyler and lots of his teammates don't feel like they're getting anything out of wrestling practice, and there are many, many, many days where they don't even want to go to practice. But they do go, because they know over time it will make a difference in their pursuit of greatness. It will help them achieve their goal. I'm sure there are many times you don't want to go to class, but you go or we hope you go anyway, because over time it will make a difference on your success of your course. You do it because you know it's best for you in the long term. Couldn't we approach attending church services in a similar way? I can tell you from my personal life experience that over time, attending regular church services had a very positive impact on my life. Like many of us, there are days I don't want to go, but I go anyway. And I can honestly tell you, I have never walked out of a Mass saying, man, I wish I wouldn't have spent time going to church today. I've never said that. Never said that. Just like I think Tyler and his teammates, after they're done with practice, they're showered, and they're walking up to the Luther cafeteria together, I bet none of them are looking at each other and saying, man, I wish we'd have skipped practice today. They might have thought it beforehand, but they didn't think about that afterwards. There's probably days there are definitely days where I felt like I haven't maybe been super inspired by a church service or the message, and that's maybe how you're feeling today with my talk, not super inspired. That's okay. I'm pretty confident you're not going to walk out of here in 30 minutes saying, man, I wish I wouldn't have spent those 30 minutes at chapel. And maybe one of you, maybe just one of you, might be feeling inspired by today's chapel talk. Those are the days. Those are the times when we attend a church service and we hear that message that does inspire us. It does speak directly to us in our lives, that it can help shape our life for the better forever. I have lots of these stories. We have a short chapel time today, so I couldn't work any of them in. Maybe I can come back for a second chapel talk sometime next year and share some, where I can share that they've had big impacts in my life. Remember earlier when I said, I believe God puts people and things in our lives to help us, but it's our job to recognize them? Have you ever missed a class when it came to test time? It felt like the important material on the exam was covered on the day you doggone missed? I think attending church services regularly is a little like that. We can't recognize the people and things God is putting in our lives to help us if we aren't regularly present at church services to see them. Yes, greatness in all we do, including our relationship with God, is a process. And that process requires some sacrifice, and it's going to come with setbacks. But as James tells us in chapter 1, verses 2 through 4, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kind, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Together, right here at Luther College, we can help each other achieve greatness in God's eyes. And with the guidance of our pastors, our professors, coaches, and friends, we can support and encourage each other along the road to greatness in all we do. Amen.
Please stand. And now receive God's blessing as you go from this place. Where creation groans for mercy, may God come quickly with restoration. Where bodies long for wholeness, may God come quickly with healing. Where divisions prevail, may God come quickly with peace. Where oppression reigns, may God come quickly with justice. And in all things, may we see God's presence and deep and abiding love for us and for all creation. And now may this God of the cosmos, the source of all nature, all creativity, all goodness, bless, keep, and strengthen you now and always. Go forth in peace, live with hope. Thanks be to God.